Hey everyone, and welcome to week 18. I hope all of you enjoyed a wonderful Labor Day weekend. That's why this is getting up a little bit later than usual. But for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be uploading my videos on Wednesday, if not Wednesday evening, maybe Thursday morning, because I want to give you a little bit more of a special video for the next couple weeks, and I'll tell you about that later. So welcome to week 18. I actually feel like my belly popped a lot more this last week. I woke up one morning and my belly looked like what it usually looks like at the end of the day. So I was quite surprised to see a lot larger of a belly in the morning when I woke up, but it's kind of fun to see it growing. That makes me excited to see that. Another thing with the growing belly is I've noticed a lot of sharp pains whenever I'm moving around. This usually didn't happen until later in my pregnancies with my first and second, but this being my third pregnancy and my muscles are already kind of stretched out and kind of worn out from pregnancies before, it hurts a little bit more if I move in the wrong place or if I don't take my time moving or something. Last week I told you I was going to tell you about my weight gain and get a little bit more personal of what's going on with this, because my first pregnancy I gained a lot more than I really wanted to / should have. A lot of women take advantage of when they get pregnant and they're like, yes, I don't have to diet, I can eat whatever I want, I can eat however much I want, and just go to town on it. And I totally did that with my first pregnancy. And I thought I had done that with my second pregnancy, but when I looked through and I wrote down what I had gained for both of my pregnancies before, I was actually surprised to see the difference in my weight gains that I did. Although you can see that the weight that I was at is kind of similar to each other from those previous pregnancies, except for my starting weight was a whole lot different. When Tim and I got married, we waited about 3 years before starting to have kids. And I think like most young married couples, when you get married, you kind of let things go and you enjoy life and you're not trying to impress the other since you already have them. And so I had put on some weight already. So right before getting pregnant with Hannah, I tried my hardest to get back into my healthy weight range, and I did. So my starting weight with Hannah was just in my healthy weight range, and I actually started off with her at 152. By week 18, or actually week 19, I had already put on 10 pounds with that first pregnancy, being so excited and just wanting to just do whatever, and figured, you know what, I'm gonna get big anyways, might as well enjoy it. And that's not a good philosophy to have whenever you're pregnant. By the end of my first pregnancy, I had actually put on 51 pounds total, and I should have only put on like 30 pounds. So my ending weight on Hannah's pregnancy was 203 pounds on that pregnancy. With Zeke, Hannah was only 4 months old whenever I got pregnant with him. So I really didn't lose any extra weight after Hannah's pregnancy. I had just lost whatever was normal and hadn't even thought about exercising at that point yet. And so my starting weight with Zeke was 179, and by 18 weeks, I'm not sure what that one was, but by 20 weeks, I had gained 4 pounds, which is way better than gaining the 10 pounds that I had done in my previous pregnancy. But starting larger than I had with Hannah, you're supposed to gain less weight if you're larger. The smaller you are, the more weight you're supposed to gain. The larger you are, the less weight you're supposed to gain. And so I had only gained 4 pounds by the time I was 20 weeks with Zeke, which sounds great. But by the time the pregnancy was over, I already had passed the weight that I had gained with Hannah, and I ended at 210 pounds. But that was only a 31-pound gain on that pregnancy, which is actually really good and about what I should be gaining on this pregnancy. I had just started at a much higher weight than I did with Hannah. So now with this pregnancy, my starting weight, I'm kind of still trying to juggle like which weight I should go by, because my weight with Weight Watchers is different than my first weigh-in that I had at the doctor. And the doctor kind of, I think, wavers a whole lot more, because with Weight Watchers, I would go first thing in the morning before I would eat breakfast, so I would have like my distinct weight that I knew that I could go by, and it was just right on each time. And when you go to the doctor, like sometimes I can go in the morning, sometimes it's the afternoon. And what I have eaten or drinking for the day really makes it a variable whenever you weigh in. So the doctor had said at week 16 that I had gained only 3 pounds. So I just wrote that I had a +3. But then this last weekend, I weighed myself in the morning like I would have normally with Weight Watchers, and by 18 weeks, I've gained 4 pounds, which on Zeke's I had gained 4 pounds by 20 weeks. So I'm really curious to see in 2 more weeks what my weight is gonna be by then. But my starting weight with Weight Watchers, I'll go ahead and tell you that, was 135, and I should gain about 25 to 35 pounds with this pregnancy. And I've still kind of been a little bit worried about my weight gain with this, even though knowing like only 4 pounds by 18 weeks is wonderful. Like, I'm doing good. I'm not putting on all the extra unneeded weight for this pregnancy. I was talking to my sister-in-law about it, and she had said like, wow, you're not going to gain like any weight at all with this pregnancy. You're doing so great. And I was like, oh, but at the end of this, like, you start gaining like a pound a week, and that's just what you have to do. That's just what happens. And she said, but think about it. You're 18 weeks along. If you gain 1 pound a week from here on out, you're still within your healthy like weight gain that you're supposed to do on the pregnancy. I was like, oh, so that's kind of like helped me relax a little bit with it. My only thing is I hope it doesn't help me relax too much to where I start like enjoying a lot more food this time. So there you have it. There is my insight, my personal insight to how my weight gain has gone with pregnancies. My biggest piece of advice with it is just eat healthy, keep on moving, keep on exercising, and you just gotta treat this like you have a little baby inside of you that you're growing, and whatever you're eating and taking is what you're feeding the baby. So you need to make right choices and just give this baby the healthiest start that you can. So if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Next week, I'm gonna be playing around with some of the gender prediction myths. So that should be kind of fun. I've been doing a little bit of research and playing around with those, but haven't actually done them. So you'll actually get to see some of those. I'll have to get Tim in here and help me with those. And I'm so excited because in the following week, we will find out what we have, and you will get to find out too. So stick around for that, and I'll see you later. Bye.